The iPhone 11 is here, and for the first time ever, Apple has created a Pro version. But is it really for professionals, or is it the exact same iPhone with a slightly better screen and one extra camera on the back? What would a truly professional iPhone look like? Let's try to figure that out today. Now, I'm going to be coming up with some pretty outrageous ideas for this phone, and most people are going to say, Lee, you can't just add all of these features into the phone, especially with current iPhones. They're so thin already, there's just not enough room to add these features. Well, guess what, Apple? I am giving you double the space, at least double the space, because the truth is, I find the current iPhone way too thin as it is. I find it very uncomfortable to hold this phone without a case, and I think it would be completely reasonable for Apple to double the width of this phone. I use the iPhone battery case to get a better grip on my phone, but also to give me realistic all-day battery life. Keep in mind that the iPhone that I'm suggesting that's twice as thick is still significantly thinner than this phone, and I've been using a phone this thick for years now. I'm telling you, you'll get used to it. It's not a big deal. Now, with a thicker iPhone, we're gonna be able to double or triple the size of the battery. By adding more width to the phone, we can also add larger camera sensors to the front and the back of the camera. One of the biggest issues the iPhone is currently running into is that the phones are so thin, we have to have this ridiculous camera bump on the back. In my design, the camera bump disappears, and we can have much larger sensors with a completely flat phone on the back. With larger sensors, we can have larger lenses, and with larger lenses, we can allow more light to hit that sensor. We're going to get much higher quality images and much higher quality video as well. Now, maybe these cameras would have enough room to zoom the lens, but if not, we could do the exact same 3 cameras on the back of the phone. They would just be a little bit bigger and higher quality. Now, on the front of the phone, we have more room to play as well when it comes to the camera. So instead of that really small selfie camera, we could have a much higher quality camera, maybe a camera that we're accustomed to right now with the iPhone XS, XR, but we'd take it from the back of the phone, put it on the front, and get much higher quality pictures and videos from the front of the phone as well. This phone will have 2 USB-C ports, and they will be completely unlocked, as well as a headphone jack. And I know many of you are going, USB-C is cool, but why do you need a headphone jack? Come on, move over to Bluetooth. You're right. You're right, I own the Bose QC35s. I love them, they're great headphones. I love not having a wire. But the truth is, professional videographers have to monitor audio when we're shooting video with a headphone that has a cable. That's just the way the industry works. I can't even imagine people going over to Bluetooth for that. We have to have a perfect signal, and we can't have any latency issues, so everyone uses very specific headphones with a cable. So for that reason alone, I think it's important to have a headphone jack. But there's going to be so many other reasons for the phone to have a headphone jack, because like I said, these USB-C ports are going to be unlocked. They are going to allow you to do things that the iPhone doesn't come close to allowing you to do today. Keep in mind that the screen on the iPhone is amazing. They're claiming that the 11 Pro iPhone screen is the greatest screen Apple has ever made, and it's comparable to their $6,000 professional monitor. This is amazing, and Apple needs to make it a little bit easier to use your phone as a reference monitor. This professional iPhone needs to have an external memory card slot. You need to be able to add some sort of chip. I personally would love for it to be a full SD card. That may not be possible. Maybe it's gonna have to be micro SD, but I could think of so many incredible ways that I could use a memory card in my phone if Apple would unlock it. Imagine being able to plug your phone in with USB-C to a high-powered camera and using your phone to actually record the footage. You could see your footage as you record on a much higher res screen, but instead of saving these video files to the internal memory of the phone and making it so difficult to get it off, what if it was just on a memory card and you could pop it out of your phone, put it in a computer, and instantly get your files off? But for that to work, Apple really needs to open up their file system a little bit more. I have been trying to figure out how the Files app works on my phone and on my iPad. I still cannot figure it out. I want to just be able to plug my phone into a computer and have a file system show up. Now let's think a little bit bigger. I believe that the iPhone is powerful enough now that it should be able to run full-blown Mac OS. It should be a full-blown computer in your pocket. And maybe you can't access that side of things from the phone itself, but imagine if you could just plug it into a monitor and instantly it would connect to a mouse and keyboard, and you would have a full-blown desktop experience. Even better, with Wi-Fi 6, it claims that it's fast enough now that you could have your phone in your pocket, walk into the house, it connects to your network, maybe it connects through an Apple TV or directly to a TV, and you could sit down with a wireless mouse and keyboard and have a full-blown computer on your television. Now, I'm not saying that this is a replacement for a laptop, and it's certainly not a replacement for a desktop, but just imagine if you had a quick image that you wanted to edit in Photoshop, or you shot a few video clips and you just wanted to see what they look like with a little bit of color grading in Adobe Premiere. The current iPhones are way more powerful than MacBooks were just a few years ago, and obviously they had no problem with this software. So obviously professional videographers and photographers would love a phone like this, but the average person might like it even more. Think about what the average person does with a computer. They go to Microsoft Word, they go to Facebook, they go to Netflix, watch a video. That's it. That's it. And the iPhone today is so capable of doing that. Imagine if you didn't need to buy a laptop. Imagine if you never needed to buy a desktop again. You already own a TV. If all you needed was a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard and your phone, and you could have a complete desktop experience, that would open up so many doors. I don't think what I'm suggesting is that crazy. I don't think I'm talking about parts that don't exist. I'm giving Apple double the space to work with. They could even make it a little thicker if they needed to. But just imagine how productive you could be if you always had a laptop on you at all times. When you have it in your hand, it's just a cell phone, but connect it to a larger screen, a mouse, and a keyboard, and it's everything you need in a computer. I don't know when a phone like this is going to come out, but I hope someone at Apple is working on it, because that will be an amazing product. If you're interested in photo and video, head over to fstoppers.com for daily free content just like this. And if you would like to check out our full-length photography tutorials, head over to fstoppers.com/store.